The moment you've been waiting for. Nvidia earnings are out, and they absolutely crushed it. And what a better time to unveil the new studio, the new home of Fired Up Wealth version 5.0. Now, expectations were extremely high, and the entire market was waiting for earnings. In my 25 years of investing, I can't recall a time where one stock had so much importance for what happens next. Any sort of miss, low guidance, the earnings calls coming up, any sort of thing at all could cause not only Nvidia, but the entire market to sell off. So just how good were the earnings? Let's take a look. Now, as of right now, the stock is up 6.62%, but that could certainly change with the earnings call. And you can see the stock is up 40% year to date. And it's not even March yet. Over the past year, Nvidia is up 225%. And over the past 5 years, with the aftermarket rally, over 1,600%. So Q4 non-GAAP EPS, $5.16, beat by 52 cents. Revenue, $22.1 billion. That's an increase of 265% year over year, and it beat by $1.55 billion. These are massive numbers. Check out the highlight there. Data center revenue for the fourth quarter, a record up 409% from a year ago and 27% sequentially. To have massive beats on top of massive beats, we're talking about 4 quarters of over 200% growth. This is unheard of. So is AI just hype? Well, it certainly doesn't look like it. Now, there will be a cycle to this, but it doesn't look like we're at the end of it quite yet. Gaming revenue was up 56% from a year ago, but flat sequentially. Professional visualization revenue up 105%. That's what you want to see. And automotive was down 4%, which isn't surprising. We've already seen some other earnings reports. We probably knew that was coming. It is up 8% sequentially. And I do think there's a lot of room for growth in the automotive segment down the road. So outlook, this is going to be key. And of course, what's said on the earnings call about 2025 and 2026 is going to be very important. Revenue is expected to be $24 billion versus $22.03 billion consensus. So they're basically a double beat and raise by $2 billion here. And you're looking at gross margins, 76.3%. These are big numbers. So here's the headline. Nvidia posts record revenue up 265% on booming AI business. And these numbers are slightly different, but $5.15 a share adjusted versus $4.64 expected. Revenue $22.1 billion. Expectation here $20.62 billion. I mean, this data center sales number 409%, $18.4 billion. Nvidia, as we've been saying on this channel for years, is the king of AI. And that total revenue, 265%. Now, this is something important too. Nvidia is planning to start shipping the new highest end server GPUs called the B100. So right now you're looking at H100, the B100 here in 2024. The timing of that chip could affect the company's growth rate. And one of the questions that we get all the time is, well, what's the cycle look like for Nvidia? Once Meta and Microsoft and all these big mega cap tech companies, they build out their servers, they build out their data centers. What does that look like? Well, here's the thing. Nvidia is always going to be pushing the envelope further and further. So anytime you see a new disruptive technology like this, there's certainly going to be winners and there are going to be losers. But there's no question, without a doubt, that Nvidia is the number one most obvious winner for AI. In 2021, we called Nvidia the top AI stock in the world. In March of 2022, on this channel, we said Nvidia was a must-own stock for any portfolio. You probably know the background. I started investing in this company 2017 in the 30s, and I'm up something like 1,700, 800%. This has been my top pick since we started the channel in 2019. Now, if you're interested in technology stocks and growth stocks and finding the next big winner like Nvidia, make sure you subscribe to the channel, click that bell for notifications. And if you want to take your game to the next level, check out patreon.com/firedupwealth and join us in our private community. Here it is right from the company's investor relations website. Record full year revenue, $60.9 billion, up 126%. You know those other numbers, huge numbers, 265%, 409%. And data center obviously is key here at $18.4 billion. But launching a lot of new products in collaboration, you see here with Google, Amazon Web Services, new cloud APIs, introduced plans with Cisco to help enterprises quickly and easily deploy and manage secure AI infrastructure. Of course, course, partnering with companies like Snowflake and many others. Also supported the National Artificial Intelligence Research Resource Pilot Program, a major step by the US government towards a shared national research infrastructure. And back there, you can see Terminator and Skynet. Hopefully we don't get to that scenario. I want you to look at these numbers on your screen. They're pretty mind-boggling. This is in millions of dollars, and it goes back to Q4 2023 to today's earnings report. These are big numbers. So this is billions. It goes from 6 to 18 to 22, and that's up 22% quarter over quarter, and that 265% year over year. So the stock right now is at $721, up about 7%. And you want to know, where's the stock going from here? Let's look at a chart. I'll show you some possibilities. Now, this was a pound the table buy on this channel, $150 or less DCA. And of course, we can't always time the bottom, and it went lower. It almost went to $100 a share, and you know what happened from there. So this is an absolutely massive rip. I mean, this is insane. And you can see why people look at this and say, it's in a bubble. It's in a bubble. There's no way this is sustainable. The thing is, earnings are delivering. And the question is, for how long? What's the cycle look like? And the chart's not going to tell you that. Right now, we know that Nvidia is crushing it. We know that AMD is trying to get into the game. In longer term, they're probably going to have 15 to 20% of this AI data center market share. But right now, Nvidia is the clear leader. And it's really about supply and demand. They have pricing power, high demand, low supply, and they can charge a lot for these chips. High margins. And this cycle, like I've said, it will come to an end, but it doesn't look like that time is now. So you can see the stock hit resistance around $750 above this Fibonacci R3, and it pulled back below $700. And now you can see this blue dotted line, $722 in the post market. Now, several weeks ago on chart day, we do chart day every single Wednesday, Patreon Discord. We just had a session this morning. I said the stock could be $850 plus, but it's going to depend on earnings. And headed into 2024, this was in December, I told the gang that Nvidia was going to go over $600 sometime this year. Now, I certainly didn't think it was going to happen necessarily in the first couple of months, but it did. And there's a lot of hype. There's a lot of demand behind the stock. So it could easily go to $850, could go to $1,000. Now, lucky for me, everything I own is house shares. The cost basis on Fidelity shows $39, but I've already taken profits. So everything I own is basically house shares. So I'm not buying, I'm looking to trim it. In fact, I'm probably going to trim some, I think 777 and 77 cents. I'm looking at trimming 20, 30 shares, but analysts keep raising these price targets to 1,000 and 1,200 and so on. The stock's probably going to climb higher. Maybe not in a straight line. We've got lots of months left in the year of 2024. And if you look at the possible downside, I mean, the 100-day moving average is way down here below $500. So this is just a massive run up, and it's hard to chase it. But at the same time, it's hard to deny the fact the stock's probably going to go higher. And that's assuming the market stays intact and it doesn't roll over. If the whole market rolls over, all bets are off. This stock could easily see more pressure. Drop me a comment below. Are you buying Nvidia stock at these prices? Are you trimming? Do you own the stock? Drop me a comment and let me know. And again, if you're looking for the next big winner, the next big growth, tech stock, that's what we do on this channel. We're trying to bring information to you to be ahead of the curve. So right now, I'm probably buying stocks that are against the grain, that maybe aren't names like Nvidia, that maybe aren't names like CrowdStrike that we bought $140 and less in Discord and here on YouTube. AMD, $55 and $65, and the list goes on and on. All the popular stocks, all of the FOMO type stocks, those are names that we were buying in 2022 when nobody wanted to talk about them. And if this video is helpful, guys, I do appreciate your time and attention. Drop me a like, drop me a comment. Let me know what you think about the new studio. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.